You know what? We gotta try Friedrich. I had so many derpable games in Friedrich that I need to try this thing out. Actually, hold on. What kind of build is... No, it's like some bizarro secondary build. No. I had so many weird games in this ship. I think it's worth trying it out again. Yeah, she needs the traverse skill. Big time. Secondary range? I mean, maybe? 7-kilometer secondaries? No. No, I don't think so. I've played Florida maybe 4 or 5 times. I've had one really good game in the ship, and every other time I, like, melt. Like, people are like, oh, you're in Florida? Just die. And there's nothing you can do about it, because you just melt. Like, you can't heal fast enough. No. Yes. Yes. No. Definitely not. Maybe? What you need here? If there are no visible hostile ships within the standard detectability radius, so 13 and change. No, I don't think that's a good skill for this boat. How many points? I had 19 points to play with. It's burn and flood less. More AA? AA is not bad, as I remember. Not amazing. No, it's not amazing. Yeah, we'll try it. Why not? Let's try it out. Tier 6, I'm gonna feel like yeah. Well, the problem I have with the sniping thing is I'm not convinced that it's useful, right? I'm not convinced that the whole sniping idea, people are like, oh, I'm more accurate at range now, I'll just snipe. I'm not convinced that you are accurate at range, but the skill makes people think they are, so that's how they play. And so they're trying to adapt their play around this single skill on the off chance it might give them a small accuracy buff, and instead they're just pissing the game away, right? They'd rather get the loss than than play smart and win. It's just dumb. It's like, wouldn't you rather win the game, even if it means your goofball skill only works part of the time? You know? Wouldn't you rather win? No. I'd rather piss it all away. All right, well, you do you, I guess. Same here, Reflexes. I would much rather win, right? We were talking about that a few minutes ago. I would rather have a game where I did 10,000 damage and as a destroyer, and maybe stole a kill and got a bunch of spotting damage and a couple of caps, and we win the game. I'm happy with that result, right? Do I look like an amazing player? I don't really care. I won the game. I'm happy. That's the goal, right? Well, Ike, unfortunately, I'm all out of gum, so you're going to have to settle for ass kicking around here. Just the way it is. Patriot. That makes me angry. Just hearing you say that makes my blood raises my blood pressure. My blood pressure just goes. I posted a video this morning on YouTube. I did my little analysis of the battleship tree. That's why we're playing battleships today. And I got to Deadeye and I was like, whether it works or not, the existence of this skill angers me, right? Like, it just angers me. And at the end, I talked for 5 or 6 minutes about this skill because I could just go on. And at the end, basically, I said the bottom line is, we're rewarding the wrong things in World of Warships. Deadeye is a skill that rewards you for playing selfishly. And under no circumstances should we ever be doing that. And we're done. And at that point I was like, and I'm going to stop talking now because I could do a whole video on this skill. I was just like, this skill rewards players for playing selfishly. Under no circumstances should we be encouraging this style of play. And I'm done here. Right? Whether it works or not, whether the skill does exactly what it says or not, to me is irrelevant. The design of the skill is my problem. The skill is badly designed. Its intent is bad. Patriot, you and I 100% agree. 100% agree. Right? Why do you have 50,000 hit points, 16-inch guns, and 3 heals if you're supposed to play on the 10 line all game? I feel like something does not compute, right? Is he slowing? I think is he slowing or just turning? I'll take some pot shots. I don't think I'm gonna get much out of those. Oh, I got an emerald to shoot at. Let's get going, baby. SF, that's a great way to put it.
You crazy son of a bitch, you did.
Thank you for the resub, SF. I appreciate it. But that's exactly right. It rewards, you're being rewarded for not putting your ship at risk. Well, every other player who wants to win the game has to put his ship at risk. What the bloody hell makes you so special? Right? Just because you spent 4 points on a fancy skill? Alright, little Emerald. You and me, buddy. You and me, buddy. Let's do this. Is he smoking? He's trying to smoke. I don't want to get torped by this guy. Oh, look at my secondaries. Have fun with that, dude. Hang on. Hang on. One moment. I'll be with you in just a moment, Mr. Emerald. Never mind. Carrier took care of it. I was like, I'll be with you in just a moment. My guns are almost reloaded. I've heard that suggestion made, Karinsky. I still don't like it. I still don't like it. Because at the end of the day, we're still rewarding the wrong thing. You're still encouraging players to sit on the A-line and fire shells rather than be useful. And so to me, it's not a matter of just adding a reload nerf, right? That's not going to fix the design of the skill. If you want to fix the design of the skill, you have to get rid of it. Right? We need to be incentivizing players to do things for the team that will generate wins, right? We need to be doing that by adding medals for spotting damage, adding medals for tanking damage, adding skills that encourage and allow players to do these things better, right? Well, there are some survivability skills. Fabulous. Let's surround those with other skills, right? There's a million. I could do a whole conversation about this, and maybe I will. I got all weekend, right? But like, why are we designing skills that encourage selfish play in a team game? I don't understand how you can defend that. I just don't understand the design thought process that allows you to defend that. Warships is a team game. We need to be rewarding and encouraging team play. Simple. Easy. Come on.
Say hello to my little friend.
Looks like you're coming apart at the seams.
Suck it, Fujin. Let's go brawl with this Koenig. I'm bored. So I was waiting for that guy to turn a little bit. Nice. There's a good hit. Put some torps into him. Finish him off. All right, he's dead. Let's go finish capping. Guys. Guys, Visteris, what are you... Come on, money. Come on, guys. What are you doing? Get up here. Let's go. You've surrendered the entire board. We've caught up on ships. Let's go. Let's make it happen. What are we doing? That's right, little Ismail. Turn out for me, buddy. Turn out for me, buddy.
This is gonna fuck up my hair.
Well, that's a good-looking salvo. That's a good-looking salvo. Yes! That's what we wanted. That's what we needed.
Much better.
What's up, Necto? How you doing, buddy? Stay on him, Ryujo. I'm gonna keep him busy. You just stay with him. Okay, that's bad. The Eagle's right up here off my port side, trying to put torpedoes into me. I do not care for this very much. If only I had a destroyer. If only I had destroyers that were here with me. Come on, Citadel this guy, please. Yes! Needed that.
Can't fight, and you died a virgin.
Come on,
That's a
Eagler. How
tough
stupid do you
break.
think I am? Seriously? Come on. Actually have a shot at the Ranger if they'd spot him again. These destroyers don't know how to play destroyer. It's honestly a little sad. Now I'm kind of wishing my guns had reloaded. But that's alright. We'll go work with him. Oh, the Exeter's chasing him. It's fine. I can make that work. Get wrecked. Get out of here. Get out of here, you bum.
You died.
The average Thunderer. Well, the average Thunderer never leaves his cap circle, right? So, I mean, he can't really tank much. Alright, I got 2 battleships pushing in on me. Proper battleships. While my battleships, the remaining of my battleships just, like, derp around on the other side of the map doing God knows what. Alright, who are we going to shoot at? Let's shoot at the Normandy. It's a better angle. I'm about to get hammered. Changed my mind. Oh, that wasn't so bad. Hey, guys. It's time to be useful. We've busted our asses on this flank. It's time for you to be useful now. You got 11K at that angle. What in the hell?
Damn. Desert road, no gas, and no chicks.
Still waiting. Still waiting for my remaining battleships to be useful. Gonna be waiting a while, apparently.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Rebel Creed, guys, thank you for the follows. Not a great hit. God, these New Mexicos have barely left our spawn area. Look at these guys. 60,000 hit points, chilling where they started the game. It's just sad. It's just sad. Get down, Shells. I'm a little behind him, aren't I? Yeah, I am. He's faster than I thought. I know, Mark. Don't expect me to like it, though, right? I'm just going to complain about it. What's with this Bayard and these firing angles? How is he penning anything at these angles? It's crazy. All right, we have a 3-ship lead and a cap lead. Like, we should be able to win this game. I'm glad our Ryujo's finally decided to focus the Bayern. That's gonna at least keep him from hammering me a little bit, I hope. Help me understand what you mean, Vic. I'm not sure I agree, but I'm not sure I disagree just because I'm not sure what you're saying. When you say it's one-sided, help me out. Our New Mexicos have still not left the spawn. 14 minutes into this game, and they are basically where they started the game. They have nothing to shoot at. They've barely moved. Pressing. All right, I'm going to have a shot through the middle of the Mord here. I'm going to wait for it. I'm going to slow down and wait for it. Yeah, Badger, I'll give it a shot. All right, I want to make sure I understand what you're saying, Vic. So your argument is when you go watch a community stream, let's say, you specifically called out Conway Crisantos, everything's hunky-dory. Your opinion, however, is that everything is not hunky-dory. I want to make sure I'm summarizing what you're saying correctly. What's up, Gunstar? I'm not saying I disagree with you. I want to make sure I understand what it is you're saying. No Scotch Yoda. Sorry, not today. Not today. Sweet tea instead. Turning? He's still turning. Okay. So Vic's argument is that his comment earlier was that the conversation about the game is too one-sided. I think I see where you're going with this, and I honestly think I probably
Crowbar would come in handy right about now.
I'd probably agree with you. And the reason for that is this: when you go to watch an official stream of the game, right? The devs, the community managers, whatnot, they might agree with what you're saying. Excuse me, but. Like, you know, there are rules about how you deal with feedback, right? About how you need to be wow, that's a really good looking salvo, huh? That was a really good salvo. I'm trying to think. There are ways to professionally address concerns, right? And feedback within a company. Within a company like Wargaming. I really want to kill this Ranger. You think I can do it? Oh, he's running away from me. I don't know. Doesn't look good. We'll try for the Bayern instead. There we go. And so, I played a couple yesterday, Lando. It's not a great ship, but I might give it a go again. Here's what I'm getting at. When you work in a professional environment, and this is going to sound like I'm pandering to some people, and I don't mean to be. So if you please don't take it that way. I'm just trying to lay my thoughts out in such a way that everybody understands. Why I'm saying what I'm saying. When you work in a professional environment and you disagree with things that your bosses or your management are doing, there's right and wrong ways to approach that. Okay. The wrong way is always to make a big public spectacle about the fact that you think your boss is an idiot, okay? Or that your boss is doing dumb things, okay? That's always the wrong way. So even if the forward-facing elements of the company agree with you as a player, they will not say so in a public setting. And I would honestly be surprised to even hear them say that in a private setting outside of work, like outside of the company. You know, to a player, just to somebody like, you know, if you were, let's say you were at a player gathering and you were talking to Happa and he disagreed with something that St. Pete had done, I cannot imagine he would tell you that. Okay, that's the kind of thing that you don't in a professional environment. If you want to work with people, you can't. I'm gonna curse. Okay, you can't shit all over them, right? In a public setting, it doesn't work. You can't build professional relationships that way. All right. With that said, there are obviously ways you can be tackling. No, I don't. No, Necta. Why would I do that? There are ways you can be tackling these concerns internally. There's always methods that you can organize meetings and you can gather data and all these kinds of things to prove your point or whatever. Okay. All right. So I would not ever expect to see a Conway or a Chrysanthos or whatever on a stream in front of 5,000 players say, oh yeah, this skill is crap, or oh yeah. Those guys are in that position. Their job, literally what they are paid to do, is tell you how awesome World of Warships is, right? Whether they believe it or not, that's what they're paid to do. That's what they're going to do, okay? Right? You have to go in understanding that. Now, you genuinely hope that they believe that what they're saying, okay? But I promise you that there are times, that they are mentally going, F my life, right? Because they're the forward-facing people in a company that sometimes struggles with their relations with the player base, okay? And that means that occasionally they find themselves in the firing line. And that's what they're paid for, okay? And if you had an honest conversation with them, they would tell you that. They would absolutely agree with you, okay? All right. Struggle is an understatement. That's fair. So, with all of that said, the conversation is one-sided. Let's go back to Vic's comment about the conversation being one-sided. In the public spaces, I will agree with you. And the reason the conversation feels one-sided, Vic, is because you're seeing the guys who are literally paid to put a great face on every decision that comes out of St. Petersburg doing their job. That's their job. All right, now, go look at the forums. You guys can't see it, but believe me when I tell you, the CC Discord is full of feedback about this patch. Full of it. And I'm just going to leave it right there. You can fill in that gap with whatever you imagine it to be, but it is full of feedback about this patch, okay? The forums, Reddit, all of these things, the feedback that players give in those areas is collaborated? No. Tabulated? Correlated? I don't know. Gathered, let's say, okay? And sent in to St. Petersburg. I know for a fact, I've talked to Happa about this. Going onto the NA forums, right? And gathering player feedback for like a weekly or a monthly report. That's part of his job, right? That's literally part of what he does. So when you go to the forums and you make a post about how you disagree with this game design decision, and as long as it's not a flame, this is where you have to draw the line. This is why constructive criticism is important and flames are a waste of your time, okay? Because a flame is not ever going to be read by anybody, right? If you go in there, this game sucks, carriers are broken, remove them from the game. you're going to get ignored, okay? No one of relevance is going to hear anything you have to say. However, if you go in and you make an argument that says, gentlemen, I believe you have a problem with this commander skill because I did some testing and this doesn't seem to be working, and here's my results, and here's some screenshots. Would you guys please look into this? That kind of feedback will absolutely get there, okay? Now, that's only half the equation, okay? At the end of the day, Wargaming in St. Pete still has to do something with that feedback, right? And this is where I think sometimes the process breaks down a little bit, okay? For starters, when you give feedback, today, this skill is bugged. Wargaming might do a little research and go, yeah, guys, you know what? You're right. That is bugged. At that point, that gets put into their work cycle to fix. That might take months, right? Depends on the severity of the bug. Okay. Sometimes they're going to look at your feedback and go, that's an interesting idea. We hadn't thought about that. We'll talk about it some more. And they'll have some meetings, right? And again, we're talking about a process that takes several months, okay? And sometimes they're going to look at your feedback and go, nope, we disagree. We designed it that way intentionally. Trash, right? Don't care anymore. You'll never find out what that is, right? You will never know the end result of whatever your feedback is unless the game, something changes in the game later on. So, and Van makes a very, very good point. And I kind of touched on this a little bit in the comments section of one of my YouTube videos this week, right? This commander skill thing is not about today, okay? It's not about the game as it sits today. It's about what the game in 3 months or 6 months or a year. Redesign the commander skill system as they've done now gives them the flexibility to balance an individual ship class with their own skill set without having to dig around with any other classes in the game. They couldn't do that before. Right? If they wanted to say, man, Battleship AA feels a little weak. Why don't we make it so that battleships can get some more AA? Okay. So let's take basic firing training and make it stronger. That's a great idea. Let's buff it from 10% to 15%. You just buffed every destroyer in the game. Every destroyer with 5-inch guns or less just went, I got a 5% reload buff. Hell yes. You couldn't do that in the old system. Now you can. Okay? So this patch is going to feel bad. The next patch is going to feel bad. And Wargaming has always taken the long view on these things. Rightly or wrongly, like it or hate it, they take the long view. They are more than willing to sacrifice players' ire and money in the short term if it, in their opinion, increases the overall longevity of the title over years, right? If they can make a decision now that causes some short-term pain that makes the game last 2 years longer, they're okay with that, right? So, you don't have to like it, guys, but at least you have to understand kind of the processes that they're going through when they do this stuff. Trust me, I've seen some of that.